Evolution demands that all species solve the equation of converting energy from the world around them into the next generation. Living things, from bacteria to blue whales, solve this equation in different and often ingenious ways based on their biology, environmental pressures, the care required for offspring to reach maturity, and even social structure. For example, some organisms reproduce asexually. Some deposit unfertilized eggs that will hopefully get fertilized. And some have very long gestations, like an elephant, which carries its calf, which will ultimately weigh approximately 110 kilograms, 243 pounds at birth, for 22 months. Reproducing a human is a massive biological effort. Energy-wise, it's on par with the limits of the most extreme sports. For example, running 5,000 kilometers, 3,000 miles over 120 days, or cycling the Tour de France. Walking upright, being bipedal, results in a relatively smaller pelvis, which makes for a physically challenging and sometimes physically traumatic delivery, considering the relatively large head of a human fetus. Human infants are relatively helpless, a phenomenon known as secondary altriciality, so they require a significant amount of care, including breastfeeding, which is also metabolically demanding, and our ancestors had no choice but to pay this metabolic price and provide that physical care. For humans, the platform that orchestrates turning this energy into offspring is the menstrual cycle, a unique trait seen in only a few species. To make human reproduction work, half the population needs to have a highly specialized biology that can be, repeatedly, hormonally rewired for a potential pregnancy, as well as bleed hundreds of times and each time repair itself without scar tissue. And while biologically this is an evolutionary marvel, it's also a source of aggravation, pain, and suffering for many, because retrofitting a body for a potential pregnancy and then bleeding for several days, 400 or so times over a lifetime, can have medical consequences. At times, it can be a faulty system, but individual discomfort or injury isn't evolution's concern. And in fact, evolution's motto might be best summed up as, good enough,